Alrighty, back again for the 95 Blazer with the 4.3 CPI or CMFI as GMC Chevy calls it, central multi-port fuel injection. From part 5, we had a new fuel pump, cut the cats out, new spider injection, new supply lines and all that from all the parts 1 through 5. But it takes 51 PSI to open up the spider injection, the poppets, because they're spring loaded. And the specification for the regulator and the intake, which is manifold vacuum, is 58 to 64 PSI, but you need at least 51. Well, if you remember from part 5, we only had 46 PSI at idle. We weren't even getting the right pressure. So again, I got the battery positive. I got a cable going to battery positive. Going to jump the fuel here, the fuel pump. Just gonna probe that in there, touch there. So make sure it doesn't touch any other metal. We got the fuel pump on. Then go down here. Got the gauge. I'll show you what I got going on here. Well, if you look up there, I'm going before the pump, or before the filter, I mean. So I put a T-fitting in there before the filter. I just want to see what the pump's actually pumping. I want to plug the other end, obviously, because that'll give me false readings. So I got a T-fitting in there, coming down. And if you look at the gauge, you can see that there. Man, I just barely got 50. Huh. Earlier I had like 52 to 54. I got the pump running right now and I got like 49. Barely 50. That's before the filter. When I should have more pressure. What does this tell me? Well, higher pressure would tell me that the pump's good, which even though it's a new pump. And then I have a CMFI spider injection harness issue with the regulator, but I'm not even getting the right pressure to the CMFI right now. It keeps dropping. So if we got another pump issue or what we got going on here, more to come. Alright, it's been running for, I don't know, a couple minutes now. Then I took it off and I put it back on. It's like the pressure keeps dropping. So right now, with this T-fitting in there still, before the filter, that's a brand new filter, no leaks. Well, you can look, like 42, 45 PSI right now. Well, if it's only 45, how's that going to ever get, to 50? It's not going to increase pressure up there, so we got a fuel delivery issue or something's going on here. Alrighty, I still got the gauge in the T-fitting before the fuel filter. Engine's running, but now we only got, it's like 29, 30 PSI. Well, that's way too low. So I think we obviously got a bad fuel pump, and that's what we need to replace. So I got the key off. I'm using that little jumper lead up on the engine bay again. You can hear the pump back here running. It's a new electric pump. If you listen, you can hear it running. But if you come up here, look at this gauge again. Why are we only got, does it look like 29 or 28 PSI now? Wonder it runs like crap. Got a lot of low fuel pressure again. Before we had 42, 44 or something. It keeps going down the longer it runs. So when it's running, it's the same pressure. When it's off, it's the same pressure before the filter. So it needs a new pump, yet again. Unless you got a bad part from the store. Already got the engine off. Fuel pressure gauge hooked back up to the supply line using the jumper wire. And I got back to 52 PSI. Right? I'm gonna leave that hooked up. I'm gonna start it again and I'll show you the difference. So it's started again, it's running. Jumper wire's still hooked up. Obviously the computer is, the relay's turning on. But look at the pressure drop. 46 PSI. Oh, pump issue or if there's a regulator